Hello, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and send out my text notification. So when you pop on, say hello. Tell me where you're watching from. Sending out my text. But how was your guys' weekend? We had a really good weekend on, what did we do on Friday? I don't remember what we did on Friday, but on Saturday, we had the kids' soccer games, and then we went to our family's house and carved pumpkins, and the kids had so much fun. Kids ended up spending the night at their cousin's house. And Sunday morning got to just have like the slowest morning. It was so nice. Got to sleep in and then went and picked up the kids, got breakfast, did laundry, watched TV. It was like, I love those Sundays. Those are my absolute favorite Sundays because you just like chill, just get to relax and just like hang out as a family. That's my favorite. And then we are off to a busy start today. We're having such a busy Monday. I started out my day, I went to, there's like this local head spa, which is incredible. If you have never tried a head spa, I cannot recommend it enough. You go and they analyze your scalp, and then they like, depending on what your scalp is like, they do like, for me, she did like a detox mask, shampoo, conditioner, like really just cleans your scalp. It not only helps with hair growth, but it's just like really good, especially if you have scalp issues like psoriasis or anything like that. And with this dry winter, my scalp gets so bad, especially when my roots are really long. Like right now, they are looking so long. I go tomorrow to get my hair done, thank God. And that was the other thing too. I really wanted to get my scalp clean because when I get my hair done, if your scalp is like really clean, it absorbs like the bleach and colors better. So yeah, anyway, started my Monday off that way, took the kids to school, went there, and then came home. And I have been trying to coordinate with so many different brands and trying to get everybody's Black Friday bundles and Black Friday deals and sales all squared away and like planned out for you guys. It's a lot. There's a lot going on. And my hair feels like it looks like a mullet right now. I can't wait to get it done tomorrow. As soon as it starts like flipping out like that, I'm like, no, thank you. So yeah, there's a lot going on for November, and I'm super excited because a lot of the sales are actually like a lot longer this year. I feel like in the past they've been really short, like one day only kind of stuff. And that's always like so frustrating because it's like, I don't know about you, but on the day after Thanksgiving, I'm usually like cleaning and like keeping up with life. You know, I'm not usually shopping like as much as I'd like to be because, you know, mom life. But so this year, a lot of the sales are longer. So that's exciting. Can't really tell you anything about the sales just because I'm not allowed, but make sure that you are following me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Rhea Hope, and that's where I'm going to be posting all of the different sales on my Instagram story. That's just the easiest and fastest way for me to be able to get you like all of the details plus the link. So you just like tap your screen, it takes you right there. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do so today. My name there is Rhea Hope. And then to see the different sales, you're going to click on the profile picture. So you'll go to Instagram, click on the profile picture, and then the stories will begin to play. That's where I post all of like the best sales, but I also like post my real life there, like most of all the time. Just like what we're doing. My hair just past my shoulders. Oh, good. I know that's always like the hardest part about growing out your hair is as soon as it starts to flip like this, it is so annoying to me. I've been wanting to grow it out like a little bit longer, maybe like a lob, but as soon as it flips, I'm like, got it. All right, so here we have one side of our face done. You guys know I love to show you guys like good before and afters, and there is no before and after like a good cream foundation. This one is the color 4C. Go and say cream, and I'll give you the link to just this, 10% off and free shipping. But I do recommend to grab my bundle because you get 4 full-size items plus a gift. So the 4 full-size items are going to be the foundation and concealer, or foundation and the brush. So you get both of these to put it on, and then you're going to get your concealer. And then you're gonna get your pressed powder. So you get everything. So this is what you're gonna use to set it. This concealer is going to like bump up the coverage, and then this is gonna be, I mean, look at the coverage for that. Go ahead and say Flawless 4 if you want the link to all 4 of these, plus you get a free gift, and the free gift just changed to the liquid eyeliner. It's the liquid eyeliner in the shade Perfect, which is black. So make sure you say Flawless 4 to get that. And then watch, like I have like a very fresh blemish. Look at that. Is that not just so impressive? It just like literally makes it vanish. Like all of these like sunspots. Goodbye. Goodbye, sayonara. The redness around my nose. Bye. So if you're looking for one foundation that does that, that literally just watch the darkness around my eyes. Goodbye. Just, it's that easy. And it takes zero skill. You literally just tap it on into place. Tap it in your compact, tap it on your skin. That's it. So it's fast, it's efficient, it's easy, and it's good for your skin. It's non-clogging, and it's packed with really good nourishing ingredients like antioxidants. Yay, you ordered the new eyeshadow. It's so good. So pressed powder and powder foundation are technically the same thing. Just, I can go in like really fine detail about, about pressed powder and setting powder, because there is a difference between the two. So a setting powder is going to not provide coverage, but it's going to set your skin. A pressed powder does leave a light to medium coverage and sets your skin, but can be a little heavier on your skin and can be a little drying. So Younique has a pressed powder, not a setting powder, but you can use our pressed powder as a setting powder. Does that make sense? I know it's kind of confusing, just like contour and bronze, like those are two different things, but for time's sake and just efficiency, we're going to do the same thing all at once. So I hope that explained it a little bit, but the pressed powder is the same thing as a setting powder, and I do highly recommend it for all skin types, whether you're dry or oily or normal, whether you want lighter coverage or fuller coverage. It does do a lot for the overall finish of your makeup. All right, now we're going to go in with concealer, and I use this as like a spot treatment, which concealer, again, time and efficiency, we're using this more than one way. We're going to use this on any areas that you need extra coverage. So we're just going to go ahead and put those on our blemishes or acne scars or sunspots, anywhere that you really want to make sure cannot be seen. So I love being able to do this because I don't have to wear a whole nother layer of foundation. I can simply use my concealer on just those little spot areas. Now I like to do this over my foundation. However, there are some people that like to do it under their foundation. So I always say, to each their own, and there's no rules in makeup. So try different techniques and try different ways and see what works on your skin type. All right, now for concealer on our under eye, again, the shade Lace is the concealer, and then we're gonna use this on our under eye. And I like to kind of compact it here on the inner corner and then do a little dash on the outer eye. And then the best thing you can do for concealer is to let it get tacky. When you let it get tacky, it increases the coverage and cuts down on the chances of it like creping and creasing, which all of us have skin under our eyes. So, I mean, 99% of people are always going to, unless you're literally like a porcelain doll. So don't be too hard on yourself, but if you want to increase the better odds of it not creasing, let it get tacky. Honestly, you could probably even wait closer to a minute before applying. Also, I love applying with this concealer brush. This one's not from Younique, but I can give you the link to it if you say concealer brush. And we're just gonna press this into place, just like so. And then I use whatever's left over onto the eyelid just to brighten that up. And then I like to blend this down, like to my cheekbone. I really recommend to blend down your concealer like this, like a V, because it's going to elongate your under eye and make it look more youthful and wider awake. And it's also going to help to camouflage any dark circles that you may have. Because if you're just applying your concealer just here, you're basically just accentuating your dark circle, which that's not the point, right? We want to camouflage. We want it to look like we don't have dark circles. So we want to make sure to blend down. Kind of think of it as like almost like a triangle under your eye. Definitely grab this concealer along with this brush. I cannot recommend this concealer enough. I have every concealer on the market, I feel like. That's an exaggeration, but really, I've tried so many. I am a self-proclaimed concealer snob. I used to have really, really, really bad dark circles, and so I want a concealer that hides everything. If I'm going to use a concealer, I want it to conceal. That's the whole point. So I love Younique's concealer because it is really opaque, meaning you cannot see through it. So if you're using a concealer, you should be using Younique's. Like, it truly is the best concealer I've ever tried. And then not only that, but it's packed with really good nourishing ingredients. So again, it's going to be healthy for your skin. And then it also has caffeine and peptides in it. So peptides are healthy, and they also stimulate the collagen in your skin. So it's going to help your under eyes to look more youthful. Yes, please. And then also the caffeine is going to help to tighten the area. So not only are we getting tighter, more youthful looking under eyes, but you can't see anything underneath it. Say less. Like, this concealer is truly the best. So just say concealer if you just want the link to that. I can give it to you 10% off and free shipping. However, it is included in my Flawless 4. So the Flawless 4 comes with your cream foundation, the brush to put it on, concealer, and the pressed powder, which is going to be your setting product. So you essentially get a full face for a little over $100, and you get free shipping. You're going to get 20% off all of those things, and you get a free gift, which right now is the liquid eyeliner. All right, now I'm contouring. And contouring and bronzing, again, are two different things. For contouring, we're really just defining our face structure, and we're also warming up our complexion. You're putting darkness wherever we naturally have, like if we're not wearing any makeup, this is where the sun hits us, and this is where it looks a little tanner on our skin naturally. So after you put foundation on, you take away that like sun-kissed, where should look like you have dimension. So we're putting that back with contour, and this is my favorite way to do it. This is the all-in-one color stick, and it's called an all-in-one because you can technically use this as blush, bronzer, lipstick, eyeshadow. They're truly all-in-one. And they're also packed with antioxidants and sodium hyaluronate, which is an ingredient that they put in skincare. Sodium hyaluronate is an ingredient that they put in skincare to lift the skin and give it a more plumped, radiant look. It also helps to stimulate the collagen in your skin, so it's helping to fight anti-aging. So if you're shopping for makeup this year, definitely make sure that whatever makeup you're choosing has that ingredient in it. Yeah, you can absolutely make your own bundle, Tina. Any 4 items gets you 20% off in the free gift. So you can shop on this link right here, and any 4 items that you choose gets you that. So that's really exciting. All right, now I'm using the all-in-one color stick, but this is in the shade Cinnamon Latte, and we're gonna use this as blush. And again, these can be used as lipsticks, these can be used as eyeshadows, and then they also do have a little sponge on the other side, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't really love the sponge. I do recommend applying it with a brush that you love. And then if you are new at contouring or blush or anything, and you're worried about looking too heavy or like a clown after you do it, save that kabuki brush, and you can tap it around the area to clean up your lines so everything looks really soft. So very, very beginner makeup user friendly. All right, now that we have all of our creams, all of our liquids on, now it's time to set your makeup so it stays in place. There are different ways to set your makeup depending on your skin tone or your skin type, whether you're dry or you're oily or you're normal. If you're more dry, you're gonna skip this next step. But if you're more oily, you definitely wanna do this next step. What I'm gonna be doing is taking a translucent setting powder. So this has no coverage to it, meaning it's not going to cover anything, but this is going to basically set wherever we put concealer. So we're going to just take a dry beauty blender and spritz it with my setting spray, and then go in with a setting powder. And this is going to help to absorb any oils, any elements from the outside, like sweat, or if it was super humid or anything like that. This is also a really good product to use if you have blemishes, because it helps to tighten and tone wherever you put it. Now, like I said, don't recommend doing that if you're dry skin, because it'll make you look more dry. So what you're going to want to do, and even if you're oily and normal, this step you are going to want to do. This is the press powder, aka a setting powder, but this one provides a slight coverage to it. So there are colors. So I'm using the shade Taffeta, And we're gonna put this on a big giant brush and we're just gonna tap this in all over. So this is gonna do kind of the same thing that the setting powder did, except it's going to be a little bit lighter in setting. And then it's also gonna add a little bit of coverage. So it's kind of like a 2 birds, 1 stone. I always call this my porcelain doll finish because it truly makes your skin look so even and just so effortlessly flawless, like goodbye pores. It's gonna help to hold everything in place. It is the best. And like I said, this comes in my Flawless 4. So say Flawless 4 if you want the link to that. You'll get the cream foundation, you'll get concealer, the brush to put it on, and the pressed powder. Get everything you need, truly. Okay, and then these steps I'm going to be doing are optional. You don't have to also bronze if you've contoured, but if you love a good bold contour, then I like to set my contour with a bronzer. And this one's not from Younique. I got it from like CVS. It's like 15 bucks. Go and say other bronzer if you want the link to this. And I'm using it on Younique's brush, which is called the sculpting brush. It's my favorite for contour because of the way it's shaped. See that? So it like sits right underneath that cheekbone really nicely. And then around the forehead, this is just gonna add that like warm tone to our skin. Down the sides of the nose. Can you believe it's Halloween this Friday? I cannot believe this month is like pretty much done. Last week of October, it's already like Christmas. Happy New Year. All right, for blush, I'm gonna use another non-Younique product, but I love just adding a little bit of flushness to my skin over my pressed powder. This one's really pretty. It has like a sheen to it. It's kind of expensive. It's by Rare Beauty, but if you say other blush, I'll give you the link to it. And then for the glowy finish, we're gonna go in with the Fusion Highlight by Younique. This is in the shade Golden. This one is gonna make your skin look so youthful and glowy and hydrated. It's really pretty, especially during the holidays, or if you're gonna be like in family photos. This makes your skin just look radiant. Again, it's called the Fusion Highlight and it's the shade Golden. Now, if you're loving this tutorial so far, make sure you click the share button in your bottom left-hand corner. And then if you are like, okay, I want to try some of these products that this girl was using, go ahead and say full product list. And I can give you the list to every single thing that we use today. 20% off and free shipping. All right, let's go ahead and do our eyebrows really quickly. Comb up our brows. Okay, and then I'm gonna take the brow gel. This is another Wow product. This is the brow gel in the shade Medium, and this is gonna make your brows look like you just came from the brow salon, from the salon of getting your brows done and tinted. So it's going to cover gray hair. It's going to make your brows look fuller and thicker. It's going to help to fill in any sparseness. It's also going to help to laminate them into place so they stay. But look at the difference there. This is the shade Medium in the brow gel, but it really defines your whole face. It just makes you look like you got like a little facelift. And I love that they look darker. They're tinted. Isn't that so nice? So if you've ever wanted to get your brows tinted, don't bother wasting your money and just use the brow gel. And again, any of these items that you see and you're like, okay, I just want that one item, you could just name the item in the comments and I'll give you the direct link to shop at 10% off and free shipping. And then make sure that you do at least try to grab at least 3 items so that way you get 10% off and a free gift. But if you get 4 items, you get a free gift and 20% off and free shipping. So shoot to have 4 items in your cart. My favorite eyeshadow palette is Addiction Palette 9. I use the eyeshadow palette more times than I like to admit. All right, now for lips, we're gonna do a really pretty kind of fall nude one. We're gonna do the lip liner in the shade Plush. And we're gonna overdraw our lips with this. This is one of my favorite lip liners because it's the perfect one for overdrawing your lips. It's kind of like this like ghostly purple nude, so you really can't see it, which I love. But it's gonna give your lips like some depth. Okay, once we have that lip liner on, now I'm gonna go in with the liquid lipstick in the shade Naughty Biscotti. This is a really fun peachy nude. And we're gonna take that all the way to the lip liner. And these liquid lipsticks are really fantastic because they don't budge, they don't move. I'm gonna blend in to that lip liner. Isn't that such a pretty color? Okay, now we're gonna let those lips dry so it holds really well. And then we're gonna go in with a brow pencil now. Now that our brow gel is pretty much dry, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just define my brows a little bit more. So I like to draw like underneath, and then I'll kind of like fling upwards here in the front, and then fill in any sparse areas. So if there's any sparseness to your brows that bugs you, this is when you can really make that disappear. And I'm wearing the brow pencil in the shade medium as well. So highly recommend to get both. They do go hand in hand. And they make a big difference together. All right, brow pencil's done. Now let's go ahead and finish our lips. We're gonna go in with the lip balm in the shade Quick Getaway. These are like my favorite things ever. They have peptides in them and they're glossy, but they're not sticky. And they have a really nice fresh smell. They're tasteless, but it just makes your lips look so juicy. Love. All right, for eyes, we're gonna go really easy. We're gonna take the liquid eyeshadow in the shade Champagne Bubbles. And I do have another bundle for you guys that's really exciting. So in this bundle, you can choose your liquid eyeshadow color. So any liquid eyeshadow, you get the brush to put it on. You get the Quadra mascara. 1, 2, 3. And then you're gonna get the liquid liner for free, plus free shipping. Go ahead and say I bundle and you'll get this. So again, you get Quadra, you get the brush to put on any liquid eyeshadow you choose, and then you get the free liquid liner. So you have a whole eye kit, 10% off and free shipping, and you get this for free. So go ahead and say eye kit to get that link. So we're gonna use that bundle today, and we're gonna use the shade Champagne Bubbles. And this is one of my favorite liquid eyeshadows because it's this really pretty champagne shade, but it just really pulls the attention to your eyes, makes them look so fresh and glowy. These liquid eyeshadows are amazing too because they don't budge, they don't move, they don't crease. They're water resistant. So if you have a lot of fine lines and wrinkles on your eyes, that is a-okay. It's not gonna accentuate them. So it just draws the attention. And then these are also like a metallic hue, so it almost looks like, I don't know, glittery, but there's no fallout. Like you don't have any eyeshadow anywhere. So again, just say eye kit and I will give you the link to grab any liquid eyeshadow you want. And then you're gonna get the Quadra mascara, which is the 4-in-1, which I'll use here in a second and tell you guys about it. And then you also get the brush to put on your liquid eyeshadow. And I'm just like tapping this into place. Tap, tap, tap. And then into that crease, I'll just kind of like windshield wiper back and forth. That is it. So easy. And you can wear this with any other eyeshadow, whether you want powders, whether you want more liquid eyeshadows, sky's the limit. And then you get the free liquid liner in the shade Perfect, which is a black. And all of our liquid liners are amazing. They're all super easy to use. And you're just gonna follow along your lash line. And then I just fling it up a little bit. Easy peasy. But this is what you get for free. Free 99. So easy. It's like really angled, so you get like perfect precision every time. And this is what you get for free with that bundle, which again, you get any liquid eyeshadow, you get the brush to put it on, and a mascara. Now we're gonna set our makeup with our Prime to Set Mist, which has primer infused in it. It's going to add moisture into our foundation, has cucumber extract, so it's really refreshing. And then it has that primer, so it's gonna help to hold your makeup in place and make your whole makeup look more skin-like. Okay, let that dry for a sec. And then here is what Quadra is all about. This is gonna come in the eye kit. And you get this, and this is a 4-in-1 mascara. So it has a patent pending lash growth formula in it. So it makes your lashes grow while you're wearing it. It's a mascara, obviously. And then it's a tubing mascara. So it actually extends the lashes longer than they actually are. And it has lash primer in it. So it's going to help to hold onto your lashes really well. So if you ever experience that when you wear mascara, it ends up all over your face throughout the day, this won't do that. It's also water resistant and transfer proof and easy to remove at the end of the day. All you need is warm water. Super, super simple. And then it's completely buildable, meaning that you can add more to it. So again, just say eye kit, and you're gonna get any liquid eyeshadow you choose, the brush to put it on, and this mascara, and a free liquid liner. So you're gonna get my whole eye look, 10% off and free shipping. Okay. And then I like to do 2 coats with the long black bristle side. So you get 2 bristles. You get the long black one, and then you get the short silicone one. And I like to take the short silicone one after just to lock in that length on both sides. It's a very, very long lasting mascara also. And then I love to top it with the Twisted mascara. This one I feel like just adds like a little bit of zhuzh to your lashes, which is always really nice. And this one has argan oil, keratin, and biotin infused in it. So nice. Okay. And then this one also has a little tiny wand attached. So you can like fine tune the lashes or reach the harder to reach eyelashes. Just like so. Okay. And then, because we love the drama on the lashes, we're gonna do one more coat of Quadra. And our lashes literally look like we're wearing fake eyelashes, which is awesome because that's really expensive. All right, guys, that is the makeup look. So fast and easy, like so fresh and pretty for fall. Definitely make sure that you snag this bundle. Again, if you say eye kit, you're gonna get any liquid eyeshadow you want, Quadra mascara, and the brush to put it on, plus a free liquid liner. If you say lip kit, you can get my lip liner, lipstick, and lip gloss, plus a free eyeliner. And then if you want everything that we have on today, go ahead and say full product list. I'll give you every single item that I have on today, plus I'll give it to you 20% off and a free gift and free shipping. So say full product list and I'll give you the link to that. And if you have no idea what you want and you're super overwhelmed, but you're like, okay, I want to try this makeup brand, go ahead and say color match and I can private message you. All I need is a selfie facing a window, preferably no makeup on, so that way I can color match your skin perfectly and tell you what foundation you are, what products you should get, and build you an easy bundle, or just give you the list so you can kind of shop at your budget. So let me know if I could be of any help to you guys. Make sure to follow me over on Instagram, and then make sure in my text service, because Black Friday is going to be here before we know it. And I will text you guys what all the Black Friday deals and specials are. So say, what's your number if you don't already have it. So I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.